guys ready?
What's the plan, Bobby?
We're winging it, Jerry.
You always winged it.
We're gonna get killed.
What you mean, we, white boy? You ready?
Here we go.
What's good, y'all? Welcome into the OG NBA betting show. Me and Babano here to take apart this NBA Finals Game 1. But before we do, I mean, very, very sad news from our guy Dutch.
Yeah.
His mom passed away. Very sad to hear. She was also a part of our chat. She would watch the show. She'd be in here. You know, it's always sad to hear. And especially you hate for your friends to go through that. So maybe reach out and say something to Dutch if you would like. Babano, I'm going to pass it to you. Anything else you want to add, or what's up with you?
No, other than just, everything you said, Skee. It's a sad day for our friend Dutchie. Losing a parent is not easy. Thankfully, I haven't had to go through that yet. But my parents aren't getting any younger either. I know that day will come at some point. But like I said, it's a tough day. These are the people that brought you up, raised you, took care of you, nurtured you as you grew up in life, took care of you, always had your best interests. And like I said, it's just our heart goes out Dutch. I felt it when I saw him post it, and the beautiful picture that he posted of his mother. Your heart sinks when you see it. And like I said, life is precious. Great call by Chappie there. Take every day. Don't take any day for granted. Live every day and appreciate it. Right? Appreciate it. You got another day to live on this planet, on this earth, and you never know when that final day will come. But we love Dutchie. He's been a part of this show for a very long time. Our hearts go out to him. Thoughts, condolences to Dutch, to his family. No question about that. And like I said, if this show and all of us mean a damn to you, reach out to Dutch and, like I say, wish him the best through this tough time.
Well said. I see people in the chat already, saying what they you see the people in the chat, man. It's tough for me to talk about stuff like this. It really is.
Yeah. It's tough because you feel the pain, but there's nothing you can say that's going to take away the pain for the person that's, going through it, right? Be there for them, but it's not going to completely take it away. All you can say is, offer your words of encouragement and be there for them.
100%.
Yeah.
All right. Some point.
Tough transition. I know. I've done this before. I've had to talk about player deaths and coach deaths on the show in sports, and I've got to transition to talk about betting a freaking game. So it's not easy.
Yeah. But one thing I will say is she would be in here and she would love getting that money with us too. So let's see if we can catch a ticket for her. Let's see if we can find some winners for her. How about that? Game 1. Knicks and Spurs. Opened up 5. Looks like 4.5. Total hasn't really moved from the opener. You have Mitchell Robinson questionable. Nobody on the injury report for the Spurs. I mean, I'm curious. De'Aaron Fox healthy now all of a sudden? Injury report says so. Knicks, 8 days rest. Spurs, 3 days rest. So both teams rested. One a little bit more than the other. We always have this discussion. Is it going to be rest? What is it going to be? I do have to, if I had won 11 games in a row, I wouldn't want a week off. I'll tell you that right now. I can't help but think it's going to throw off at least a little bit of offensive rhythm to start the game. Babano, do you agree with that thought?
The totals dropped down, so I know you're leaning under, and I'm leaning the other way with the over. But people are certainly thinking that maybe this could be a bit of a grind early on here in this series, Game 1. The question is going to be, how much of a step up is this going to be for the New York Knicks, who have been great offensively since really Game 5 of the Atlanta series in the first round? That's when their offense started to just absolutely hit the ground running. And they've been a great offensive team through the end of that series, the Philly series, the Cleveland series. While San Antonio's in a different stratosphere defensively, there's no question about that. And so are the New York Knicks going to have, I think there's going to be a culture shock going to San Antonio here, especially when you've had some time off. It's possible. There's no question. But regarding the rest versus rust, long-term straight up in ATS, the team that's had the rest over the team that's had the quick turnaround from the last series has had the edge. So whether that's going to happen tonight, we'll have to see. But this game's one of those games where nothing that happens could really stun me. I could see it Spurs in a close game winning, Knicks in a close. The one thing that would shock me out of 4 possibilities, the Knicks winning in a blowout. That would shock me in San Antonio. But I could see the Spurs winning a close game. I could maybe even see the Spurs winning by margin. I could also see the Knicks winning, likely a close game. I don't think it would be a blowout if the Knicks were to win moving forward going into this one. So I did take the points with New York here in game 1. +4, +5 is what I got, but +4.5, to me is still okay. It's a small bet. There's nothing I'm going big on here in game 1. I also have a Knicks series bet here, simply because I've got San Antonio pending to win the championship. So a little bit of a hedge position for that, because I think the Knicks have a chance in this series to me. The problem for them is they're going from Philly, Cleveland, Atlanta to San Antonio. It's a huge step up in class, no question about it. But you also have to, at the same point in time, the Knicks did what you wanted them to do against maybe some weaker teams. They beat the fuck out of them. And you have to give them some credit for that. They laid waste to Cleveland. They laid waste, to Philadelphia in a lot of those games. And they have shown me enough. And now that and this is another thing that's going to help the Knicks too, Skee. OG Anunoby was kind of ailing in that Cleveland series, remember?
Yeah.
Some time as well in that series. This week off for him is fantastic. I expect him to be absolutely ready to rock here tonight, full bore. Like I said, it's a very fascinating matchup. Here's my X factor of a schematic matchup, intangible, that I'm interested in. Karl Anthony Towns hasn't been shooting as many threes, I think, in these first 3 rounds. They've thrived offensively. It hasn't been because of the big bodega from the perimeter. Does that change now? Because if you put big bodega on the perimeter, he starts taking more threes. It might pull Victor Wembanyama away from the rim. And that could be a matchup that could be something. Does Mike Brown decide to go this route? Do the Knicks decide to go this route? And so because you don't want Victor Wembanyama just living in there in the paint around the rim for the entire series, just making life a living hell to score inside throughout the course of this series. That's something I'm interested in. Whether they're going to use Cat a little bit more, on that 3-point line in the perimeter in this series. Scott Foster, and I know Scott Foster has been pretty good for the Knicks. That's not why I'm on the Knicks, but that is something I did notice. That Scott Foster officiating the game usually has been good to the Knicks. But yeah, I'm on Knicks +4.5. I'm on over 217.5 here in this one. I understand the concerns for the people why you would like the under here in this series, thinking that the Knicks offense just not going to work against an elite number 2 ranked defense like San Antonio compared to playing Cleveland and Philly and Atlanta. I totally get that reasoning, but at the end of the day, the Knicks are on this not a 7-3 over streak. The Spurs are on an 8-2 over streak. 5 of the 7 games in the conference final for San Antonio went over the total. This is a reasonable enough total in the 217 average. San Antonio is going to still play with pace. That's the way they've been going, and that's the way they're going to keep trying to score throughout this series. So I am going to go over 217.5, and a little smaller position for me here in game 1 with the Knicks plus the points.
I do think the game will be played with pace. That's the way both teams like to play. And, very likely, especially if this first game does not go over, I will be on the over next game because it won't be any more rest I got to worry about.
Right.
And I think, honestly, my thought process is the more the series goes on, the more offensive adjustments we see. They've already played 3 times, and we've seen them do a lot of different things. I think there's a lot of paths to scoring. I told you my concerns. But I am on New York. I'm on New York plus the points. I got them +5. Yes, you can, want to poke holes in, they play the Cavs defense or whatever you want to say, but not only has the Knicks offense been elite, their defense has too. I mean, they're clicking on all cylinders. If you go down their schedule, I mean, they've been holding teams, I'm pretty sure probably under their team total. So they can come out here and play some good defense against San Antonio. And San Antonio, yes, they played tough competition. Don't you think that's taking something out of them? I mean, you also have a big emotional letdown right there, looking like they won the fucking championship.
I know.
Crying.
I noticed that too, Skee. 100%. Like, what are we doing? I know you're excited. Game 7, you knocked off the defending NBA champions and ended their season and their building, and you played a great game. But they were way too excited, almost like they had won everything already. I noticed that. Really went after it, celebrating.
And Wemby said that they're having trouble, coming back down after that. I think, if there ever was a Knicks spot, I think this is the spot right here in game 1. So,
believe it or not, the more experienced coach, and he still might even be this slightly, I don't want to say, Mitch Johnson's going to be a pretty good coach in this league, but you got to give Mike Brown at least a little edge, certainly an experience edge, for him as far as coaching heading in.
Yeah, so game 1, we gave you a lot of different ways we're looking at it. So
I like Bridges over points again, Skee. I know it's been a week. Maybe that throws him off a little bit. But, man, this guy was just going over like a machine, his point prop. And it's only 13.5 again. Give me Mikal Bridges over points. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
They're probably going to leave Josh Hart open again. And if you let him shoot 7 threes, 6 threes, he's probably going to hit 2. I could look at his prop just for that reason. Cat, you mentioned threes. I think he hit a few threes in that Cavs series. And when he played the Spurs, he was hitting threes. And I agree. He's going to bring Wemby out the paint, so he should be shooting them. I could look towards him as well. Yeah. Honestly, I would probably stay away from Brunson tonight. If there's one person I'm staying away from, just because, Spurs do have some good perimeter defenders. We've seen what they've done to others so far. So
right.
If I was avoiding one person, that would probably be the guy.
And De'Aaron Fox is a bit of an X factor in this series for the Spurs. And, because he came alive finally with the 3-ball in game 7 against Oklahoma City. And he's a veteran point guard now. You got him for these kind of moments, NBA finals, that veteran experience. He's healthy now, too. What's scary, too, for the Knicks is that you love the 3-point shooting capabilities of the Knicks when they've all got it going. But then in game 7, Champagnie is raining threes. Devin Vassell's starting to hit threes. Keldon Johnson, who was missing in action most of the playoffs, he started 6th man of the year. He started to get hot shooting from the perimeter late against Oklahoma City. If all those guys start to heat up at the right time and they keep it going in this series, Skee, that's going to make it a lot more harder on this Knicks team. Harper, too. Don't forget about him inside. What a game 7 he had, too.
Yeah. All right. That'll do it for game 1. We'll go over the best bets. If I can get these comments off the screen. And I will go first. My best bet for the show, I'm rocking with the Knicks. I got +5, +4.5. I think it's good. I think they're going to win this game, honestly. I don't even think you need any points. They're just offering them, so I'll take them. But Knicks, like I said, they've been clicking offensively, defensively. The time off for the finals, they're going to be prepared. I just have a hard time thinking that last 7-game series and the series prior to that didn't wear on the San Antonio team. I think that the Knicks throw the first punch. Give me Knicks +5 as my best bet. But Bano, what you got for best bets and take us home?
Yeah, best bet for me. I'm on the Knicks too, but I'm not going to go with that for best bet. The total is I have a little more money on the total anyway, so I'm going to go with the total for best bet. I see a couple books now of 216.5 with the total. I see 216.5. I see 217. I see 217.5. So make sure you shop around here when it comes to this total. But we'll go over here. And the bottom line is, if it stays under tonight, I'll probably be back on the over in game 2, because you got to think the shooting percentages will normalize in game 2 if it's a low-scoring game 1. So let's rock with that. New York, San Antonio, game 1, NBA Finals, over 216.5 for best bet. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Hit the like button on the way out. And this outro is for our friend in his day of grief for the loss of his mom. It's for our guy Dutch. I owe it to him to do it well. The NBA is a hell of a drug. And you're looking at the plugs. Be sure to like, subscribe, share the motherfucking video. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.
You guys ready?
It's the plan, Bobby.
We're winging it, Jerry.
You always winged it.
We're gonna get killed.
What you mean, we, white boy? You ready?
Here we go.